summer. Straight no chaser.
We are following breaking news as we come on the air tonight. Right now, we do know 2 people were shot in the 900 block of Cleverly Road. There is a large police presence there as well. And that's where we find Lydia Bice, who is live on the scene. Lydia, what do you know at this point?
Elise, yeah, I kind of want to set the scene here for you. So the incident took place in the 900 block of Cleverly Road here behind me. It's this block right here. You can see the police cruisers, police tape. So right there is Cleverly Road. I am on Kamer Avenue here, and then on the other side of Cleverly on Hoover, there's also numerous police cruisers, still a police presence over on that side. Now, when photographer Ryan and I came to the scene here on this side, there were already 9 different police cruisers just here on this street alone. And what stuck out to me is they brought officers, Dayton police officers, from all over the city to handle this situation. There's cruisers all the way from the east side, and obviously we're here on the west side, cruisers from the downtown district as well. So numerous different officials, law enforcement officials here on scene. And what we know is that the call came in at 3:50 this afternoon on a report of a shooting, that 2 people were injured and sent to a local hospital. We do not know their conditions at this time, but we do know that at least 2 people were shot here on that road behind me. And we do know also that a law enforcement official is going to provide us with an update here in just the next few minutes. So I'm sure we'll be back on air with that update, and we'll of course update you online at Dayton247now.com as well. For now, like I said, call came in around 3:50, 2 people shot and sent to a local hospital, conditions unknown at this time. And of course, we'll update you later in the show with any new information that we get. Back to you.
We also are following this breaking news right now. This is a live look over 675 near Far Hills Avenue. That traffic is shut down right now after a rollover crash this afternoon. You can see there. This is the scene just before 4 o'clock today. Now, Montgomery County Sheriff's deputies say an SUV lost control, rolled over multiple times between Far Hills Avenue and State Route 725 exits. The driver was thrown from the vehicle. Deputies say the driver was taken to Kettering Hospital with serious injuries. All southbound lanes of 675 are shut down for this investigation, still remaining tonight. And we now know that this man you see behind me is now the 3rd person sentenced in a 2022 Xenia Township shooting. 24-year-old Jamel Morgan will now spend the next 16 years in prison. Prosecutors say he was one of 3 suspects who shot a woman in the neck and stole her car. Last month, the shooter in the case was sentenced to 32 years behind bars. A live look now from our Eco Plumbers Sky Cam tonight. A beautiful look out there. Let's send it out to Chief Meteorologist Natalie Walters.
Well, it feels great to be out here on our Watson's weather patio. Nice little breeze, the low humidity, below normal temperatures. It's just a picture perfect day with those nice cumulus clouds out there. Currently hanging out in the 70s, 76 in Dayton, 78 in Springboro. We got some lower 70s off to the north. It's only 72 up in Wapakoneta. Compared to this time yesterday, the majority of us sitting cooler, 4 degrees cooler in Dayton, 2 degrees cooler in Springfield. But the biggest difference, as you probably feel, is that lower humidity, and that's expected to be with us yet again overnight. So temperatures will fall, waking up to upper 50s early tomorrow morning, mostly clear sky. It's going to be another great night on the way. Coming up, I'll talk about the rest of the week and the weekend and when rain will return.
A live look now at the Republican National Convention as things are about to get underway. And tonight, we will finally hear from former President Donald Trump, his first major speech since the assassination attempt. National correspondent Atra El-Nashar explains there's a lot of speculation about what he'll say.
It's been an absolutely packed week here in Milwaukee. Dozens of speakers. We met Trump's VP pick. But tonight is all about Trump. Now, if last Saturday hadn't happened, if he hadn't had that near-death experience, there'd be no doubt we're in store for the firebrand Trump of the last 8 years. But after the shooting, Trump said he tore up the speech he had prepared, and then he called for unity. But some are skeptical that will show up on stage tonight. Ahead of his big speech, Trump stopping by a private RNC event.
Now, this has been our best campaign, and then I got shot.
Seen all week bandaged on his right ear, a reminder of what almost happened.
You appreciate God even more.
Republican delegates gathered in Milwaukee, eager to hear what he has to say.
I think we'll be less harsh with each other, kinder to each other.
I think tonight what we're going to find is that most of America, we're all alike. We have 10% over here and 10% over there, and pretty much 80% of us in the middle.
We just heard from the Republican vice presidential nominee, J.D. Vance. His speech Wednesday night was at many points more about praising Trump than introducing himself on a national stage.
For the last 8 years, President Trump has given everything he has to fight for the people of our country. He didn't need politics, but the country needed him. He called for national unity, for national calm, literally right after an assassin nearly took his life.
Before Trump takes the stage tonight, we'll hear from some of his most vocal defenders, like Tucker Carlson. And according to the RNC, Trump is bucking tradition. Instead of being introduced by a spouse or family member, it's Ultimate Fighting Champions CEO Dana White. In Milwaukee, I'm Atrell Nashar.
Senator J.D. Vance will also be returning to his hometown for the first time since becoming the vice presidential nominee. Vance will deliver remarks at a rally in Middletown on Monday. The rally will be held at Middletown High School. Vance is slated to speak at 1:30 in the afternoon. Doors open at 10:30 Monday morning. Democratic leaders are making a renewed push for President Joe Biden to rethink his bid for re-election. Several high-profile leaders have sent signals of concern, both publicly and privately, for the president to step aside. According to the AP, sources say even former President Barack Obama has privately expressed concerns about Biden's candidacy. But many Democrats still want him to stay in the race. The Democratic National Committee is moving forward with a virtual vote to formally confirm Biden as its nominee the first week of August before the convention starts on the 19th. And a procession was held today in advance of a public viewing for Corey Competore. Now that's the man who died Saturday at former President Donald Trump's campaign rally. Bill Steinbach was there and has the details.
Lobby Hall in Freeport, Pennsylvania was where hundreds of people gathered to honor Corey Competore, who was killed last weekend at the Donald Trump rally in Butler County, Pennsylvania. Lobby Hall was the site of a public viewing where the public was able to come and pay their respects to Competore. The public viewing had 2 time slots for people to take part in the visitation for Competore. It was from 2 until 4 and then again from 6 until 8. Before the viewing, community members, first responders, friends and family took part in a procession into the hall. Hundreds of people were in attendance for the viewing in Freeport, Pennsylvania, to honor and remember the 50-year-old father of 2. Competore, who was a lifelong member of the Buffalo Township Fire Department and served as chief. He was born in Natrona Heights, Pennsylvania, and graduated from Freeport Area High School in 1992. Funeral services for Competore will be held on Friday and will be private. Reporting in Freeport, Pennsylvania, I'm Bill Steinbach.
Back here in the Miami Valley, Centerville City Commission has approved a moratorium stopping the zoning of gas stations, convenience stores, and small box stores for a year. The city will not be approving any zoning for those purposes as part of their Centerville Planning Forward initiative.
We're in our first round of community engagement. This is where we're asking the community what they like about Centerville, what they'd like to see changed in the future, and where that change may take place. We're expecting that to wrap up at the end of the summer. So this moratorium allows us time to hear from the community, assess that feedback, and see what changes may be made in the interim.
Vanessa added that the City Council can also approve to shorten or extend the moratorium based on feedback from residents. Well, tonight we are learning a local nonprofit has already helped 27 low-income families who've lost a child by paying for their funeral in full. It's called the Unforgettables Foundation, and today Eli Burgett spoke to the founder of the Ohio chapter. So Eli, why is this organization so important?
Well, losing a loved one can be very difficult for everyone, especially when that loved one is a child. For low-income families who are mourning their loss and trying to pay for a dignified funeral, it can be very overwhelming. That's where the Unforgettables Foundation steps in with support.
The foundation, the Unforgettables Foundation of Southern Ohio, we help families in need that have lost a child. So we financially help support them between the cost of the funeral and the funeral home. So between them and the funeral home.
The Unforgettables Foundation of Southern Ohio is committed to providing assistance with funeral costs and supporting those who have suffered the loss of a child. In 2024, the foundation has helped 27 families in Southern Ohio with funeral costs, and they plan to continue their support as long as there's a need for it. Coming up at 6:30 on Fox 45, a closer look at the Unforgettables, how it got started, and how you can get involved. Back to you.
It's been nearly 23 years since a bride-to-be vanished just 3 weeks before her wedding day, and now, more than 2 decades later, we're investigating what happened to 28-year-old Nikki McCown. She was last seen at a laundromat in Richmond, Indiana on July 22nd, 2001. 5 months later, Nikki's car was found at an apartment complex here in Dayton. But to date, Nikki has never been found. And while police had 3 viable suspects, they still don't know what happened to her. Our podcast team spent a year going over documents, evidence, interviewing detectives, and those closest to Nikki. One of those people was Nikki's daughter, Peyton, who was only 9 when her mother vanished. Peyton is now an adult in her 30s with a daughter of her own.
Nicolette was just something that my aunt called my mom, and I just knew that that was something that I would eventually like to tribute to my mother. And from what I hear, Nicolette is similar to my mom in her spunkiness and things like that as a child. So it's good to know that the name holds weight.
Now, the season trailer for Missing Nikki McCown is already out, and the first 2 episodes of the podcast drop on July 22nd. That's this coming Monday. You can scan the QR code on your screen to download or search for Missing Nikki McCown in Apple, Spotify, or whatever podcast platform you use. Make sure you subscribe to the series so you always know when a new episode drops. A popular winner-take-all basketball competition returns to Dayton this weekend. Matt Digby is going to be catching
to a local hospital. Their condition is unknown at this time. But what else we found out is that a vehicle crashed into the back of the home 918 Cleverly Road with 2 males found dead inside. Now, the question I asked is, were they, shot and killed, or did they die as a result of the crash? That's still under investigation. Sergeant Coleman told us that there are some holes in the vehicle, but as the homicide detectives are investigating, they're not sure if those are bullet holes or what exactly happened at this point. But again, vehicle crashed into the back of the home, 2 males found dead inside. No suspects found at this time. And like I said, homicide detectives are investigating. So 2 people have died here on this scene on Cleverly Road. 1 person taken to a local hospital with a gunshot wound, and we don't know their condition at this time. So like I said, just got, a major update here in the last 15 minutes, but obviously still some questions left unanswered. This is being, taken over by the homicide detectives now, homicide department. So for now, I'll go ahead and send things back to you, and we'll have more on Fox 45 at 6:30.
Well, nice weather across the Miami Valley for today. Mostly clear skies. It's just been a beautiful one. We had a few clouds to start us off this morning, but most of those have cleared, with the exception of a few fair weather cumulus clouds. We have high pressure that has pretty much settled into the area. So this is what's going to keep things calm. Notice where that big blue H is. We really don't have any activity as far as precipitation, as far as even much in the way of cloud cover, and that's going to be the trend as we head into these next several days. We will notice clouds increase by the weekend, but until then, it's looking nice. 50s as you wake up early tomorrow morning, upper 70s by our Friday afternoon, close to 80 degrees. I think we'll be a little warmer tomorrow afternoon. Saturday, some upper 50s. And then we do start to climb just a little bit more by this weekend. We have some low 80s back in the forecast for us. So those temperatures do start to climb. Notice back up into the mid 80s as we start off next week, with some rain and thunderstorm chances returning too.
Good evening, I'm Matt Digby, and this is the Bob's Discount Furniture Sports Desk. 3 years ago, the Cincinnati Bengals started their own Hall of Fame. They refer to it as the Ring of Honor, wanting to recognize the most impactful players and coaches in team history. Today, the franchise announcing 2 inductees for the Ring of Honor's class of 2024. As voted on by season ticket members, the class of 24 is Corey Dillon and Tim Crumrye. Dillon, to this day, is still the all-time leading rusher in Bengals history. He, in fact, remains the leader in multiple rushing categories. Crumrye spent his entire playing career with the Bengals, helping them reach Super Bowl 23. He's also been a Bengals assistant coach for several years. Speaking today, Dillon saying he is humbled to be recognized in this fashion.
It's a great day for me and my family. All my supporters. A very special day. I'm so grateful and thankful to be in this position. I like to thank the season ticket fan voters for making this possible. And also, I'd like to thank the Brown family for making this happen. So it's going to be a great, great day on the 23rd of September. And I'm just happy to be a part of it.
And this weekend, University of Dayton Arena, once again the host for a regional of the basketball tournament for the 6th year. Red Scare, the team of mostly Dayton Flyer basketball alumni, is in the field. They're looking to bounce back after being upset in the first round in 2023. Daryl Davis has been part of Red Scare since their first year in TBT back in 2019. He says that motivation to come back for another chance to win the $1 million prize, that hasn't gone away.
I would say the fans, my teammates, just dreaming about playing my teammates again and finally having it come true with the TBT, and Joey and Bonsu making the dream come true. I would say a big different mindset because we lost first round last year. I think we took the guys lightly. All credit to Indian Rising, but we just want to go out there and make a name for ourselves.
I'll have more from Red Scare coming up tonight at 10 and 11. Again, 5 o'clock Saturday, the start time for Red Scare. They'll face Guys STL. Right after that game, Carmen's Crew, the Ohio State alumni team, plays its first round contest. If Red Scare and Carmen's Crew both win Saturday, they would face each other in the second round on Monday night. That's the latest from the Bob's Discount Furniture Sports Desk. I'm Matt Digby.
Well, kids of all ages need the right tools to make the most of their education. Dayton 24/7 Now is partnering with Cranston Classrooms all next week to provide school supplies for local students as they head back to class. Help us stuff the bus. We'll have it parked outside our studio ready for your donations.
Well, over the past couple of weeks, we have had some much needed rain for our area. So our latest drought monitor does show some improvement, with many places, like our northern counties, no longer under any type of drought, as well as parts of Preble and Darke County still have moderate drought conditions through parts of Montgomery, Greene County, and into Clark County. And then also some abnormally dry conditions still persisting across the area, too. We do have a very dry weekend forecast, so you may need to water the grass, water the flowers, as we don't have any rain expected until the start of next week. So taking a look at what we've seen so far for the month, 2.77 inches of rainfall, which is definitely nice compared to June. So we're ahead for the month, 0.39 inches ahead for the month of July. But since June 1st, which is our seasonal amount from June, July, and August, is considered meteorological summer, 1.7 inches behind. So we could still use just a little bit of rainfall for our area. And we do have some in the forecast as we head into next week. So I'll take a look at that 7-day coming up in a bit.
We'll be right back after the break. You're watching Dayton 24/7 Now.
Here's what I know. Republican National Convention tonight on ABC.
The Dayton 24/7 Now News app, brought to you by the Jeff Schmidt Auto Group.
Well, this weekend is looking very nice. A beautiful forecast with temperatures in the upper 50s, lower 60s as you wake up early tomorrow or early Saturday morning. I wish tomorrow was Saturday, but we got another day until the weekend. We got lower 80s by our Saturday afternoon, and for our Sunday, we got mid 80s, lots of sunshine, but Friday's looking great too. So if you have any outdoor plans for the weekend, it's just picture perfect out there. It does get a little bit warmer by especially Sunday, mid 80s in the forecast, and then thunderstorms late Monday, and then also Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week. We'll be tracking scattered showers and thunderstorms, not looking like washout conditions each of those days, but we will be tracking the potential for some rainfall with temperatures close to, if not slightly below our normal for this time of the year. So we got a good looking forecast as we head into our next 7 days. Just plan on it being warm and dry. You may need to water the garden or water your flowers, as no rain is really expected until late into the day on Monday. But looking really nice. Doesn't get much better than this for July.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that humidity going to go down a little? It felt a little bit better out there today.
Yeah, and it's going to stay down through the weekend, although it will get a little hot. So mid 80s, it's still, you know, some summertime temperatures, but that humidity will stay down until we start off next week.
Well, seems like a good weekend to hit the pool.
Yep, perfect.
For sure. All right, we'll see you over on ABC. Nope, over on Fox. This is ABC. We'll see you on Fox coming up.
Dayton 20.